What is up, YouTube? Una here to bring you the OPTC video, and today we're going to be doing, receiving Heaven's Judgment, is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing 60 stamina Enel, where every 3 rounds, Heaven's Judgment will rain down upon us from upper yard. So, this is, in my opinion, the hardest raid. I know I can seem contradictory where I'll say like, oh, Mihawk's the hardest raid, or I'll say, you know what, I don't have my team set up correctly. Because another thing that you want to do with this raid is you actually want to set up 2 teams. So it used to be in the 4.1 update, it was a little, before the free 4.1 update, it was a little frustrating where you could never tell, you can never pull up, matching captains or whatever. So like a lot of people run Dofi as lead here, but the problem is that if you run Dofi as lead, it's going to try and match you up with Dofi leads. So after the 4.1 update, what you do is you actually just go in with your Mihawk lead, so that you can see all of these Mihawk options, right? You select your favorite one, and then you just swipe over to your Dofi lead, and that's where you get your team. So I'm going to go with this approach. A lot of people go with the Usopp approach. If you have 2 max Mihawks, a Dofi that's under 17 turns, and then obviously all your other units around 17 turns, you don't need an Usopp, and it's not really relevant. So I just think if you leave Usopp behind and bring like a missed double finger or a poo, it takes away some of the orb hunting and stuff like that you have to do typically with Usopp. So what you're going to do here is you typically have about you hopefully have at least 1 unit with a 5-turn cooldown. You saw we had a couple here. Sometimes you show up with a 4-turn cooldown, and that's okay. What you'll need to do is actually just take a hit from one of them, unfortunately. But what you want to do is every 3 rounds, we talked about lightning coming down, but damn, so that was our 3rd round with the lightning. What we're going to do is take 2 turns after that lightning. So here's our 1st turn. Okay. And then here is our 2nd turn, alright? So this is the turn. On our 2nd turn, we're going to push through this level and, basically just move on to stage 2. And the reason for that is now it is the 3rd turn, okay? And what'll happen is you got a bunch of, evolvers here, basically. And what you'll want to do, I'll just cycle through all of them. I'll just look for some meat. Why not? But now that it's the 3rd turn, boom, lightning takes these guys all out. So that's the trick to the 2nd and honestly the 4th stage. Okay, so if we're restarting our rounds here, we're going to have, you usually have at least 1 guy here on a 3 turn. If not, like I said, just follow the same strategy, but you'll take a hit. So just leave the 3-turn dude alive, and take out the rest of these guys that are on a 1 turn, so you don't take any damage. And what'll happen is these guys will lock a certain design unit, whether it's like the bottom left or something like that. They all lock a certain unit for a certain period of time. Oops, I'm gonna take him out. Okay. And what you'll do is you'll just let him attack, which is actually just kind of like the bind, so it just further stalls you guys. Woohoo! Okay, and then we're gonna follow the same thing. So boom, lightning. Okay, 2 rounds, and then you push forward. 1 round. And then here's our 2nd round, right? So we'll push forward on our 2nd round here. Get rid of these orbs here. And then now is going to be the 3rd round where we get Heaven's Judgment again. And that's really the trick, just take 1 hit, wait 2 rounds, assuming that you have the 3 and the 5-turn cooldown appropriate. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's how you get to Enel. What makes Enel hard really is just actually Enel himself. It's kind of a point of no return. And why I think he's hard is you have to have a certain set of units. With Aokiji, I could beat him with like 6 teams, I think it is. With Enel, I don't have that many teams that can honestly beat him consistently. I've got like, I think 4 teams that can beat him, and this is like by far the most consistent one. You could do it with Log Luffy. You could do it with a double Mihawk. It's a little bit harder there, and you really gotta gobble up a lot of meat to kind of do it. But with double Dofi, it is just so easy. So as you get here to Enel, now it's a new counting game. So hopefully that made sense before. That basically you always stall 2 rounds, 2 rounds after a hit on those first 2 levels. And then what's going to happen is he's going to do, bam, all shall return to nothing. This is when, if you're doing the Usopp strategy, you'd start counting from here, because you'd only want to Usopp right after he does that, because that actually clears all buffs, debuffs. So if you had any like multi-turn attack boost or something like that, it would just remove those. But all we're doing is we're just kind of just killing time, honestly. So he's got that, you'll see that percentage boost in the upper right hand corner, or maybe it's not, you won't see it, I'll probably cut it off for YouTube. But he's got a percentage burst, and you just basically wait for that to end. Okay, and it looks like I could take one more hit here, so I might as well just do, oh, and actually my Poo's not ready yet either, so I do have to wait one more turn, and then I will do my burst round, which is basically activating all specials, and that's it, that's Enel. I don't think, I mean, it's possible, I feel like, to lose with Dofi here. It's just really rare. I don't think I do it anymore. Once I also have all my units maxed and stuff like that. But that's part of the reason why I say Enel he's a beast. He's definitely, to me, the hardest raid because he's got like one specific team that just very consistently beats him, but that's it. With Aokiji, I mean, I don't know, I just feel like there's like a lot more teams that I could put together. There's a lot more different ways I can beat him. With Aokiji, the battle himself, it's pretty simple. You know, you got like 5 rounds that you can kind of do damage and stuff. But the real trick, honestly, is getting to Aokiji. I mean, stages 1, it can just outright kill you if you get all 5 units, you know, like on a 1-turn cooldown. Stages 3, if you miss your attack with the Log Luffy, they'll just wipe you out. So that's why I always think that I just kind of go back and forth, because Aokiji's stage is harder, but the Enel boss fight is really unforgiving. And it's just very mathematical, and you have to follow this approach. I guess you can activate that. Oh, hey, I didn't even use the Coffin boat. Whoops! I should have probably a lot more health here if I had used the Coffin boat. But that just goes to show you that really what you need is just like that extra HP. I know with a double Mihawk you don't have this much HP, which is why, to me, I think that this approach is just a lot more consistent. I need to hit my attacks here. Holy crap. Oh, I'm going out of order too, because I should have used Dofi last, but as long as you hit him, you'll take him out. So that's how I do the Dofi approach. I don't use Usopp because I was lucky enough to pull Law and a Poo. They just really help out that damage. If not, like I said, just after he does that all shall return to nothing, that's when you Usopp to gain yourself some time, and you'll just burst them down from there. So that is the most consistent way to beat Enel. It's really, really simple, but it's very mathematical, and it's like you follow this approach, this is how you win. So there's not too much creativity there. So good luck with your farming, guys. Una out.